Hello folks, welcome back to the Vertigo Tea Party and Planetbase. Like I forgot what the name was for a second. I've actually got to stop myself from saying like Planet Space Base a-thon. Like there's so many games it feels like these days with like space and base and all this other stuff. And definitely don't confuse it with Space Base, that would be bad. Alright, so we're still waiting on this to be built. You know, it's... put it on the higher priority, just to hopefully get it built. One interesting aspect of this game too is that it will show you how much metal you have, but it'll show an X. I think that means that all of it's spoken for. In other words, if I've got 0 metal and I build a building that takes 2 metal, or I lay it down or whatever, and so when you get those 2 metal, it'll have an X on it saying, well, you've got 2 metal, but they're not free because they're assigned to this building that you want built. So you can click on a building as well, or a land, whatever you want to call it, blueprint. If we can see, we're waiting on 3 metal, and the connection is actually ready to go. And they will place the materials on the tarmac, if you will. Still waiting on getting more metal. Now it's down. See, I don't know what the difference between down. So I guess that just means that you're using more than you're producing, which we definitely know that. And we could actually build 2 more of these machines. I mean, we could build nothing but metal processors if we want, but there's no point because you see they're not really utilizing it. How are these plants doing? They're all excellent. I don't think the condition matters past a certain point. So as long as it's not in the orange, like poor, I think it's fine. Like good versus excellent, I don't think it necessarily grows faster. I think it's still the same speed. I don't think it produces more or anything like that. I think that's all fairly the same. We actually don't have any starch, which is sort of good, sort of bad. It's good in the sense that they're taking the starch that we make and turning it into bioplastic, but bad in the sense that we're not making quite enough. Now we have a lot of fruits, or a lot of vegetables rather. So we're actually producing more vegetables than we need, so I technically could delete one of our tomato plants and build another starch. However, I'm very hesitant to do that because I have screwed myself on food, because it's very easy, especially once we start bringing in new folks, it's very easy to go from that tipping point from, oh, I've got more food than I know what to do, into, oh God, people are starving to death. That's my problem, is I tend to grow slow, and then I go, this is taking too long. And then I just take the brakes off and we fly forward, and all of a sudden there's no power, there's no water, people are starving to death in the middle of the halls. It's a catastrophe. So I want to not do that, if at all possible. They still need 2 steel. Come on, guys. Get that over there. All right, we're going to go ahead and start speeding it up a little bit, because again, we're not really in danger territory. I feel like for the most part right now, not quite, but we could almost AFK this. However, the problem is we don't have anything making spare parts, and eventually this stuff will break down because of that. But I'm not overly concerned. We've got 10 spares right now. I'm not worried about it. We will want to build that soon-ish, but it's not in a place where those precious resources that we have are better used somewhere else. So we're at 4 times speed is the max that you can go up to, which honestly sometimes that feels a bit slow. Let's go ahead and we'll turn that off, especially since it's nighttime. Oh wow, we're actually generating more power than we I spoke too soon. Nope. No, we're going. That's why I say, like, if you built like a ton of these giant wind turbines, you would get to the point where you're generating, like, unless the wind is like literally just dead, you'll generate so much power that it'll be a non-issue. But again, you're tying up a ton of resources and real estate into that, and I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather have batteries, things like that. And I feel like once you get to a certain threshold, maybe it would be good to just get rid of the solar panels and build nothing but wind turbines and just very large power collectors. The power collectors could like really like rack up during really windy times. Like apparently it is right. Yeah, it's really windy right now. So we're generating powers like crazy, and it's wasted, right? It's wasted power because we're not storing it. We've maxed capacity, and this is where I kind of itch a little because it's inefficient. finally we're getting our spaceport built, which is good. Now we can set landing permissions. So we're gonna slow it down real quick because I don't want people coming in just yet. So I want workers. Right now I want mostly workers. How are the plants doing? Oh, I can't click them when this is open. The plants are good enough right now, so we don't really need more biologists. We could use another biologist to make the meat, but again, we don't really need the meat right now because we're actually ahead on food. So it looks like, is this a trader ship? This is a trading ship. So when the trading ship lands, we can click on it eventually. There we go. And now we can actually trade with them. This is what they have, and this is what we have that we can trade with them. They have general stuff, they have metal, bioplastics, and they'll have different things, by the way. Sometimes they just have medicinal supplies. Also, they'll have different trading rates. So for example, if I click on this, 35% commission is the lowest I've ever seen. So we actually may want to buy some stuff if we can. Now, anything that's like a light blue is an actual patent. In other words, it's like a blueprint. So with this, I can make a Goliath turbine, which would be really nice. However, it's also very expensive, and we don't have a whole lot of things that are worth a lot. Med packs are worth a decent amount. I don't think we're actually gonna even have enough. Like, even if I wanted to just dump like everything we have into it. I'm not actually going to do this, by the way. I just want to see. Wow, yeah, we can't. Another thing that's a big holdback or a problem, let's get these out of here just in case, is you also have to factor in they only have so much cargo. So if you have a ton of items which sell for very low, like they're worth $5, you can't just rack them up on him because he's only got so much space, which I think is actually a good aspect. I think that's realistic, and I don't know if I've ever seen that in another game like this before. Usually traders have unlimited ammo, or not ammo, inventory space. So that's actually pretty cool. So we don't have any way to get that, which really sucks. These things are very valuable, but they can be very difficult to purchase. I would like some steel though, if at all possible. And we have a good amount of food. Med packs I'm not too worried about. We have 4 medicinal plants and we can make more of those. But if we could get the steel, we can actually build stuff quicker. Or get some stuff built quicker, which help us get on our feet a little faster. We have like I said, we got a lot of food. I don't want to send too much food out. Let's do this. I'd rather do it in med packs, honestly, than anything. Because we can make more med packs. We don't really use med packs that much. So we get another one. Oh, one. What's the cheapest thing I have is the food. So yeah, let's do that. 4 med packs and some vegetables for 5 steel. I'll take that. And you don't just get this in your inventory. You actually have to, somebody has to go out, get the take the items to the ship, bring it back. Which again, I like that. I like that aspect. It's realistic, and it makes you think. Okay, well, I need to make sure my supply room is close to the landing dock, which mine is not. Mine is not very well done. I did not. That is why I wanted the landing pad over here, but I did not plan well enough for that. Anyway, we'll let them do their thing. We don't have anybody injured. This robot's damaged. What is this? Oh, we're building a... Wait, what? I had forgot all about building this other solar panel. We might actually delete this. Because I feel like it's not necessary now. We'll keep it. We'll keep it. Just because I don't... You do lose a little bit of resources, I think. Hold on, what happens if I... Oh, never mind. I guess it just doesn't use it. That's fair. That's fair enough, I guess. Alright, so we have some metal coming in. We've got some ore, but again, we don't have any workers coming in, which is a pain in the butt. But we should soon. Speaking of, let's take a look at our population. We have 3 workers. 2 biologists, 1 engineer. Only 1 engineer. And 1 medic. 1 to 2 medics I find is really all that I need for quite a while. So I forget what engineers can do exactly. These guys, this doesn't require engineers. We're not really building stuff that requires engineers yet. They usually are for building things like chips and robots. So we'll wait on that. They also fix the robots though, I think. So let's go back in, let's look at our policies. Biologists, we really don't need, you know, let's get 1 more engineer. We'll put them at like 10%, but I really just want workers right now. You can also up here turn on and off various things. Like if I just don't want anybody coming in, I can turn colonists off. If for some reason I don't want traders coming in, I could turn that off. I don't know why you would turn that off. Maybe if you have less trader ships, maybe you can get more folks moving in instead. I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and save it, and I've got it going into fast mode here. This person's tired. She's got the little Z over her head. We got, okay, yeah, we actually are gaining power during the nighttime, which makes me happy. We got some new folks. What do we get? We got, wait, how many workers did we have before? I think we only got like 1 person. I think we got like 1 worker. Oh, so let's talk about milestones. Milestones are, think of them kind of like achievements. So you can look here, survival is survive for 1 day, expansion is get new colonists to the base, century is reach a population of 100 people. And milestones don't really do anything per se, but what they do is allow you to play harder planets later on. So you can't play the 2nd tier of difficulty planet until you get like 4 or 5 total milestones. And I think it does keep track of it. So once you get a milestone, you've got that milestone forever, I think. Like you don't have to keep going in the same game. Anyway, we really want to, I really hate that right now we're really slow on our expansion. We did get a lot of metal, luckily. So let's look what we want to build next. Power, I'm pretty happy with power right now for the most part. I'd feel safe. You know what? I feel safer if we have another battery. It's boring, I know, but I'd really feel better if we had like another big power battery. We're gonna put it way back here. It takes a lot of steel. It takes 4 steel. But if we can just get that, like a good amount of power saved up, I'll feel better about it. Because my problem is, it's like when I start focusing on, you know, other aspects of the game and I just start building rooms, I stop, I forget to check, oh shit, you know, I need to keep a track of how much power this is using or how much water this is using. And then all of a sudden, like, oh crap, I'm in a bind, now I don't have any power. And I've used up all my resources, so that always sucks. So this is a medicinal trader. Doesn't have anything we really need, so we're just gonna let them go on their way. What is this? Oh, this is for the tissue thing. So this is going to use up 4. Those guys are pumping out ore, which is good. We got 3 ore. Feeling good about that. Starting to get that going up a little bit better. So the next thing, we can build a bar, which is another place that people can relax, but I don't think that's necessary. They seem pretty happy as is right now. We do need to keep a very close eye on our food though. We need to really monitor that. Power storage is low. It's not really, but I kind of see what you're saying, sorta. No, I don't. I really don't. So what do we want to build next, folks? Tell you what, I really want to get the bot stuff going on. Power storage is critical. Okay, now power storage really is critical. All right, let's wait. All right, so we're gonna lose power for a bit. Shouldn't be a big deal. I'm gonna slow the time down again so I can kind of, not that I can really do anything. We get a sandstorm. And the good thing about a sandstorm, especially at night, is that it gets the turbines going. Now, obviously the wind's blowing very hard, so that pushes the turbine. And a sandstorm at night means that it doesn't affect the solar panels, because the solar panels weren't getting any energy anyway, right? So it doesn't hurt them. So sandstorms during the night are good. However, the problem with sandstorms is that if people are out during the sandstorm, they can get injured. Like this person probably got injured that way. That's why I turned the mid-lab back on. Now, you can issue a yellow alert. Ooh, with 13 people. How much food do we have? Let's, I'm gonna allow one more ship full of people to come in. Actually, you know what? No, let's put a moratorium on bringing any people in. Is that right? Even the right use of moratorium? I don't know. You know what I mean, though. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, you can actually issue a yellow alert so that people, like when it's a sandstorm, people will always come inside. That way they'll avoid getting hurt. Like this person went outside during a sandstorm, which, you know, on one hand, I totally admire the fact that they're like going out there and saying, I'm gonna keep working. Totally respect that. But on the other hand, you're gonna cost me resources. So I went ahead and put a workbench. They make, I think they make the medicinal things, right? Medical supplies, right? And I realize the building is off right now. That's fine. I just want to be able to make them, because this is going to bring us down to 3. So let's go ahead and turn this building back on so that that medic, when she's done fixing up that person, can get to work. How are we doing here? That's about to be full, and when this is full, it will kick on over and start filling that. And now that's getting power as well. All right, so I'm feeling a little bit better about power. We got another building or another room on. Let's go ahead and... Oh, talk about the yellow alert. You have to have a control center to do that. So let's go ahead and build a control center. Not really anywhere else we can go, but over here, I guess. This should be fine. Oh boy, that was close. That was pretty close. And command center can actually help with that. Let me see. I'll make sure this is not a dead end room. Again, dead end room means they can only expand out from, like, they can only connect to one other node. And they are a pain in the ass. Being a dead end node is never a good thing. It's never positive. Let's actually put you here. Because I bet I could put another mine there. I'd like to get another mine going at some point. Come on. There we go. You have 6 steel, 6 bioplastic, which is good. Storage is at 68% capacity. The medic. Oh, we don't have anybody making the tissue synthesizer, which is fine. With the tissue synthesizer, the one that makes the meat, you can either make it chicken, beef, or pork. I don't think it matters, like, at all, because it just gets thrown into the meal maker and turned into a meal. So I don't think that matters. I think that might just be a flavor thing, like both literally and figuratively speaking. See, this power conductor is still filling up, and this thing can hold 12,000. So at some point I actually would like to destroy this one and replace it with a large, but I don't know if we can because of the way the connections work. So they are working on building that. Now, I don't really see command centers. I don't really see a need to make them large. Maybe there's one I just haven't discovered yet. But the smallest medium center is fine for me. How are we doing on food? I definitely want to keep an eye on food. If we can stay ahead of food, stay ahead on food rather, then that's all hunky-dory. But I just do not want it to fall behind. All right, so we're still good on cots. Again, once the cots start filling up, and there's no room for anybody to sleep, that's when I build more cots. And again, I could go ahead and just build a bunch, but they take bioplastics. And I'd rather use that bioplastics for other things. Go ahead and speed time up again. I'd really like to get my own carrier bots starting to get made. But we need engineers for that. So I'm thinking about turning on imports for a bit here. All right, so let's go ahead and slow it down again. And we can, for this room, we can build a security console, which is not really necessary right now. Radio console, I don't really understand what this does. It works with the radio so that you can contact passing ships, I don't really know what that does yet. And a telescope control, this is important for getting rid of, like, destroying meteors that are that could fly into the base. But I'm not overly concerned about that just yet. You can also build an armory to store guns. But again, not too concerned about those things right now. In fact, like this building, the only reason I even built it was so that I can make a... Oh, this takes factory, not control center. Son of a bitch. Well, that kind of a pain in the ass. I mean, it's good we have that, I guess, but it's not useful for really anything right now. I forgot if this is a dead end now. Yeah, I think the medic building is a dead end. The factory, I'm trying to think if I want to make it the largest one. Probably. I don't think it's necessary. We don't have enough engineers to really take advantage of it. So let's just go with the smallest one. Connector up. And we're gonna... Do I really... We need a guard to man the security console. And like I say, it's not really important. Can I actually issue an alert if I just have the command console? Security controls. The base is yellow alert, all colonists will stay indoors. Okay, yes, we can. So that actually is useful. Yes, I am trying to justify it a little bit. Shut up. You're making med packs. That's awesome. Speaking of producing things, you can also set limits on that, which is, again, a really good thing. Where is it? Landing permission. Oh, I guess I had the factory for that, which is kind of weird because this manufacturing limit applies to a lot of things, not just stuff you build in the factory, but whatever. So we will go ahead and turn the power off on that because it is completely unnecessary right now. We'll turn it back on when there's a sandstorm. And I'm trying not to make a Darude joke every single time. I hope you guys really can appreciate the fact that I'm restraining myself. We're still doing good on food. We're doing good on power. Again, this is like a thing, like no matter how many years I've played these types of games, I need to remember to cycle. Okay, how are we doing on food? How are we doing on like raw materials? How are we doing on like power, oxygen, things like that? I'm really bad about that. Like I'll focus on it for a little while and then I'll build a whole bunch of stuff, let a bunch of people in, and then go, oh geez, why are we all dehydrating with no food and no power? It's like, oh, because you build a whole bunch of crap without updating yourself. So we're using more power than we are generating right now, which is not a surprise. It is night. But we have tons of power stored up. I'm not concerned. We have a ton of water. Not concerned. Oxygen, we have 13 to 20 being used. That's fine. I'm probably about to let some engineers come in. In fact, let's do that now. We are going to allow this. We're going to still allow those guys, but we're going to make it a 50-50 split now. I will say there's a lot of little aspects about this game that I really like. And I feel like with a builder game like this, a lot of times it's the little aspects that for me make it either fun to play or a chore to play. And you know, those of you who are into this type of game know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Where doing the little things feels like it's just such a pain in the butt. Like trying to get information, right? If I have to constantly go, oh, how much food do we have? Okay, well, I have to go in here, I have to click on this, okay, there's food. So if you have to keep doing that over and over again, it gets monotonous. But having it right here and being able to switch very quickly between them with the T press, very, very handy. And it's not just handy, again, it just makes the game more enjoyable to play. So let's set these manufacturing limits before I forget. Medicinal supplies, I only want to have... You know what? I'm actually going to let the limit of medical supplies be 20. The reason is because they sell very well. Spares, however, they only sell okay, and it takes metal to use those. So I only want to have like 10 spares. We probably could get away with 5. In fact, we're going to make it 5. Semiconductors, we'll never hit the max anyway, but we'll put it at 10. Guns, 10 for now. And bots also will be 10. Again, we can't even manufacture all this stuff just yet, but I like to go ahead and set it now before I forget. So as with the other things in the factory, you have to build the stations. We can build a spares workshop. This makes the spares that repair the various mechanisms around the base. Semiconductor, we use semiconductors to make guns and robots, maybe other stuff too. And arms makes guns. So we want to get the semiconductor foundry going, first of all. And I'm not worried about spares right now. We have 7 spares. Keep an eye on it, me, but it's not a big concern right now. And let us go ahead. Let's assess, before we build out, let's assess our power situation. We're using 55 power right now, and that's with the command center turned off. And we're generating a decent amount more than we're using. The wind is, actually the wind's going pretty good. I would think we'd be generating more power. So that's something to keep in mind. We're not generating it quite as fast as I would like, but I'm not concerned just yet. So we're okay there. Water's fine. Let us go ahead and build, finally, the robotics facility. We have 3 metal. Again, there's no reason initially to make this too much larger. Let's put this, could put another mine over there. And when I'm placing this stuff, I'm trying to think, okay, when people come to work, how far are they gonna have to walk? And frankly, it's gonna be quite a ways. But given the layout of this land, it's kinda hard to avoid. But this is where you make a final product, so I'm not too worried about it, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't, because it doesn't make a lot of sense to me as I say it. We'll go ahead and place that there, link it up. I wish you could go ahead and actually just build the structures, or what do you call them? I don't know what they're called. The modules within ahead of time. That way you could say, okay, build this first, but then once I'm done, do the other stuff. Oh, we got somebody injured. What are you, a worker? Damn it, of course. Also with the control center, it can actually predict things like the meteor storms or meteor showers, whatever they're called, and sandstorms, so that you can actually take action to avoid those things. This person's tired. He's going to go to sleep. Bunk's still looking fine. How are we looking on power? You're almost full, and you're actually almost full as well. It would be nice if we can get both these full at some point. It's a colonist ship. Good, good, good. We are at 14 people. So our food is staying fairly steady, which means we don't want a lot more people. I'm thinking 1 more colonist ship coming in. And if we want to get more than that, we're going to have to build another greenhouse. Because there's just, I don't think I'm going to be able to, we can't recycle this because it would orphan these things. That is one definite big issue I have with this game, is that it's built modularly like this so that you have to have things linked up. You cannot break the chain. No, you never break the chain. But you can also make different building sizes. So early on, you want to build the small building because that's all you need. But later on, you want a bigger one. Well, you just can't do that. Now, you could, in some cases, maybe get around it. There's this thing. You can make like a pad. It's just a pad. It lets you extend the base. It doesn't do anything else. It just lets you extend the base. And like theoretically, you could put a pad like here, I guess, and connect the two via the pad, maybe. And actually, that might not even work because those are inside, and I don't think there is these are inside. And I don't think there's an inside version of the pad. This pad, the base pad, is just external. So even if I wanted to use that as like an intermediary between the two, I don't think I can. So I can't upgrade this. So forever, unless I was to basically destroy everything going backwards, I wouldn't be able to do it. Now, if this was just a big flat land, and I could build in kind of a circle hexagon shape where everything has multiple connections, then it would be possible. But realistically, that's not going to happen because you're going to have, natural mountains and things like that. So that is kind of a pain. I don't know if I consider it a flaw per se, but it is fairly frustrating. Let's go ahead and speed this up. I meant to do that earlier. Also, I feel like, I know that sometimes I do put the game in slower mode, but I swear to God, like sometimes I just do certain things and it puts the game into 1x speed. I don't quite understand why. All right, both of these are full, or they were rather. I want to watch to see how much they end up using up overnight. And again, it's inconsistent because you don't know, if the wind's going to be blowing or whatnot, which again, I think that's fine. When I mention stuff like that, like, well, the power is inconsistent because you can't trust the solar or the wind. I'm not saying like that's a flaw in the game. That's just life on Mars or wherever we're living. And I'm fine with that. It makes things more realistic, I think. Instead of saying, oh, I've got a generator power and it always generates 50 units of power, so like it's 100% reliable. I'm fine with that. Let's go ahead and, since we got those folks, let's turn off landing permissions. Now, if I played this game a lot, eventually I could know exactly like, okay, this is how many food I have. This is how many colonists I can support. But right now it's going to be just kind of a guessing game, so to speak. Raw materials. Actually, we have a decent amount of raw materials. It's producing the finished products. It's a problem. Actually, as a matter of fact, we're completely out of bioplastics. You guys need to get on the ball. Let's go ahead and actually build another bioplastics. Do we even have enough workers to utilize that? We have 8 workers. We got 2 working here. How many can the mine support? I think the mine can support up to 3 workers. I could be wrong on that. Now this requires an actual engineer. What does it take? It takes both a metal and a bioplastic and an engineer to make semiconductors. So this is where you're really gonna start getting a little bit tight on resources. Because you're needing materials to build like actual pods, but you also need those materials to build semiconductors and weapons and things of that nature. So this is where you really want to focus on getting more your material, your resource output on par, or up to speed, I guess I should say. So let's build one of each. We should have enough workers. That should not be a problem. Which one was that? Bioplastic. So let's make another steel one. You guys get to going. Food is starting to drop more than I would like. Don't like that. We're out of beds. I'm gonna put... How many people do we have? I like to keep bed space at about half. So 1, 2, 3, 4. One more bed should be... You know what? We're gonna wait. Ideally, I like to have another set of bunk beds, but they seem to be rotating out fairly good. That one person's tired, but there is a bed left, so he can go to sleep. So again, it's not ideal. People are probably not super crazy about rotating sleep like that, but screw their morale. They're doing all right so far. So we have 8 workers, 2 biologists, 4 engineers. Another biologist would not kill me. But again, with the food production is basically optimal as far as I can tell. So having another one isn't going to really help us. And it might in fact hurt because we won't be generating enough food to offset the food that they're eating. So we're starting to get a little low. So greenhouse is probably going to be the next on the list of things to make. So we need that. We got another trading ship. Bioplastics, again, finished resources would be good. However, we're getting low on medical supplies. So I don't want to sell either the medical supplies or the medicinal plants because we really need her pumping those out now. So unfortunately, we don't really have anything to sell right now, which is a bit of a bummer, but we'll make it. I do feel like resource generation in this game is fairly difficult to get going. And again, part of that is just from the actual not getting the raw resources is slow. But I feel like producing the final output is also slow just because my workers a lot of times are off doing other things even when I have this prioritized. And of course, the solution is theoretically more workers, but if they're not doing what I have prioritized in the first place, then who says that they're going to be doing it? Like, what's this person? Hard to click on when they're in super speed. Okay, this is an engineer. Fair enough. And you could have actually... Oh, actually, no, I was going to say you could have come and worked on this, but they actually do not have enough bioplastic. Fair enough. And we got a lot of bioplastic. So again, you're kind of seeing how now the resources is really our hurting point right now. What is that medic doing? One thing I definitely wish this game had is I wish I had a way... I guess I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure there's no way to say, okay, like I've got a medic, how do I find the medic? I want to click on the medics. I can't find how to find the actual medics. There's also these charts, which is fairly cool. It's like shows you your resources and whatnot. That type of stuff I personally don't get a lot of use out of, but it's cool that it's there. Oxygen's fine, water's fine. Power's actually fine. But yeah, there needs to be a way where I can say, oh, I want to click on my medics. Because I want to know what the heck she's doing. And theoretically, you can find them. There she is. She's idle. Why is she idle? Oh, because she doesn't... No, she should be working at the workbench. But she's idle for some bizarre reason. Oh, maybe because she was tired? No, she's not even really that tired. Let's watch her for a bit. I'm curious. Let's see what she does. Alright, she's about to be full up on sleep. Come on, there's med packs to be made, ma'am. Okay, so she's going to get metal. Hell yeah, she's gonna get metal. Why are you carrying the metal to storage? Why are you carrying the metal to storage? Why on earth would you prioritize that? And she's like... Going to get vegetables? Oh, she's probably gonna get food. But see, like, why? Why on earth are you doing that? Like, I guess I could prioritize this, but I shouldn't have to. Like, that's logical. Like, and this is one of the big complaints that I saw going on in the, like in the reviews for this game, and I absolutely agree with them. The AI in this game is frustratingly bad at times. Like, there can be times where you've got the resources to get something built. Like, I had this case where, I'm gonna slow this down so I can explain this, because this was extremely frustrating. I had 3 different areas that were ready to be built. And I had the resources, I had everything I needed, but they absolutely refused to build it. Like, build anything. They wouldn't touch it. And I could not figure out what the hell was going on. Finally, I just deleted one of them, and all of a sudden, they built the other 2 things. So I don't know if they were like got hung up somehow trying to build the one thing and they didn't think they could make it or something. And then when I destroyed that, it fixed it, but it was crazy frustrating. All right, let's build. Oh my God, it takes 2 chips to build an auto repair. Are you kidding me? The auto repair is good because it makes it so that you don't have to type an engineer. But we don't even have 1 processor, let alone 2. And the bot workshop, there's really no point in building a bot workshop right now because we're not making enough processors. So, all right, so we get you doing it. Let's go ahead and prioritize this building. I mean, the only thing I can think of with prioritizing is maybe that makes the people smart enough so that they say, okay, well, if I'm way down here and I'm a medic and there's boxes that need to be carried, but at the same time, we're not hit capacity on medic pads or, you know, medic boxes, whatever, I should make medic boxes. But where's this medic now? Is that her? There she is, going to get meal. Okay, fine, she's a little bit hungry. Whatever. Let's follow her a little bit. Let's see what she does. And this, you know, and this thing might seem, you know, superfluous. Like, why is watching them do stuff? It's important because you need to understand how the AI works in order to build your base efficiently right. So now that we know that our medic is dilly-dallying about, we know that, oh, we need to prioritize this because otherwise she's carrying boxes around and then wondering why there's no medic pads. So she's going to connections, going to sick bay. I don't know why you're going to sick bay. Oh, because somebody else is broke. But there's no medic pads because you haven't been making the medical supplies and you're carrying shit around. Why? Am I confused? Like, oh, because she needs... She needs bioplastic to make it. That's the problem. Ooh. Ooh, that almost broke something, I think. Oh, and I just realized we ran out of spares. Let's go ahead. Takes 1 metal. We actually have pretty good on metal. So we'll go ahead and build that so somebody can make some spares. So that's why she wasn't making them. Yeah, so it wasn't an AI problem. It was just she doesn't have the bioplastics. Yes, I know we run out of medical supplies. This could also stand to chill the hell out. Like, I get that it's really trying to tell you that, hey, you've run out of this. But it kind of comes up a little bit too much, as you'll see here soon. That uses bioplastics as well. How are we on starch? We don't have like any starches. So we really need to get our starch production up. Medicinal plants, we have a lot of medicinal plants. Oh god, oh my god, we run low on food too. How did that happen? We have like the same number of people we've had for a while. See, but this is what I'm talking about though, where I was saying like I was keep an eye on it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shoot, we have no food. Are these running low? No, that's fine, that's fine. So tell you what. We have quite a few medicinal plants. We're going to get rid of that. Trading ship, what do you got? Ooh, what is this? Super extractor pen. Well, we're not. Ooh, it's only 200. That's not too bad. But we need to focus on foodstuffs. These would be good to get to. These are actually not too bad. 50% commission, believe it or not, is actually in this game not too horrendously bad. Bioplastics we also desperately need, but we don't actually have much to trade, ironically. It hurts to trade metal, but we really need food, and we really need bioplastics bad. Go ahead and do that. I'm hoping we haven't gotten to set us into a bind. This is definitely one of those games where it feels like sometimes you can hit like a certain point and like that's it. Like you're either going to lose from that point on, or people are just going to flat out starve until you can like hit kind of back to an equilibrium. Because I felt like we were doing really good on food for a while there. And then all of a sudden, boom, no food. It's like they ate a lot of food all of a sudden. We could build a rice pad. Let's build a rice pad. Actually, no, let's make it pea pads. I think this a pea pad, gross. Wait, this is fast, right? Yeah. So it doesn't make as much food, but it also makes starch. So where are we at? We don't have somebody. So this person, like, this biologist only doesn't even need resources. They can just make the meat. Actually, they don't even have to be here present. They just have to check on it once in a while, I guess, to make sure it's at a decent shape. So we probably could really use another tissue synthesizer, even though it's slow, but we desperately need another greenhouse. So it looks like, just for future reference, 13-ish people is about where you're going to want to be if you're only going to have a small greenhouse. Yes, I'm aware food stocks are low. Maybe should have went with tomatoes here, since tomatoes provide more food. But, you know, if some people starve, I mean, yeah, you know, it sucks, but it happens. Okay, so you actually have both things. The medic is just off doing something. It better not be the medic that's hurt. I wonder what happens if your one medic gets hurt. Are you just boned forever? I guess you could accept, you know, a new shipment of people. But yeah, this is definitely one of those games I feel like you can turn on a dime and all of a sudden, like, you go from, I'm doing all right, to, oh shit, everything's terrible. I almost want to turn, see, I want to turn this off. I guess I could lower my production. Let's do that. So we're not using up resources. We don't need chips that bad. So let's drop semiconductors down to 0 so that basically, in effect, they'll stop making those. Spares. Let's get that really low as well. I want all of our resources going to like absolute necessary stuff. Even though 5 is fine, but we'll go with 3. Let's go ahead and let's build another greenhouse. What does a greenhouse take? Biodome, whatever. Of course, it takes bioplastics. I'm gonna build it over here because I desperately want to make a big biodome at some point. Because they can house a big biodome can house like 16 different plants. See what I mean about the constant error messages? So food's still not doing great. This is okay. It's actually poor now. Hopefully somebody will come and fix that soon. She's making med packs because we are completely out of med packs right now. So we've got people injured, not working. That person's injured. Yeah, then there's one other person that was injured. Beds are fine for now. The series might end sooner than I thought it was going to. These are making stuff. Okay, yeah. Bioplastics, absolutely, we desperately need. I feel like, because this is a problem I have every time, where I run into like just a resource complete roadblock, where it's taking so long to get the raw resources. It's taking, and even if I had the raw resources, it's taking forever to make the final product, or the, you know, I guess the, I don't know what you would call it. You get the raw resources, and then you have like the, I guess the refined materials. It takes forever to get that going. And again, a lot of that's because the workers, you need so many workers both getting the materials and refining them. And they're so bad about like just wandering off instead of making this stuff. But well, I was gonna say another trade ship would be good, but we have like nothing. Malnutrition. The result, not eating enough variety of food. See, but I don't see how the variety matters because everything gets turned into meal. Like, they really need to separate that. There needs to be like meat meal and vegetable meal. That's kind of weird. If not, it's not deadly, but affected colonists won't be able to work, can be cured by a medic in a sick bay. So wait, let's check the meal maker. Canteen components that produce meals from vegetables or vitro meat. Any individual box of vegetables or vitro meat can be converted into a basic meal. However, if Meal Maker has enough variety of ingredients in it, it might be able to produce mixed meals like pasta, salad, or burgers. Mixed meals restore morale as well as nutrition levels and prevent malnutrition. Ah, okay, so it actually does matter. See, I thought it was just a generic thing, but apparently it actually does matter. That's interesting. Wish I'd have known that before. Because yeah, I mean, since I looked at it, and when you click on stuff, it just says vegetables. It doesn't like break it down. But now that's very good to know. Not really helping us right now, but you know, good to know regardless. This guy's like, damn it, I've been in here so long, I'm starving to death too. Did you not make that? Okay, you made a med pack. Or wait, no you didn't. No, he must have just made it. And she hasn't used it yet? Yes, I know, you run out of everything. But if we go through again, because I feel like this might be the last video for this, because we're kind of, like I said, we got ourselves into a bind. We let a few too many people. I should have let like one less wave of folks come in. We'll check the trading ship just because there's really no point. What do we have? Bioplastics? Again. If we can get that other greenhouse made, that would be super, super helpful. Well, we could sell our chip. I think let's do that. Damn it, of course not. We have plenty of metal for now. because we've really got to get that second greenhouse going. We've got to get it going because it takes more of these bioplastics to make the actual plants too. So we need as many as we can get to make sure. And we're still making those, so yeah, let's do that. Let's really stock up on these things. Because metal isn't what's effing us right now, it's bioplastics. Oops. Oops. Wrong way. Trying to figure out how to get it just right. That's a little bit too low on metal. A little bit too low. One medicinal plant. We're not making more medicinal plants though, so we gotta be careful with that. Make it even. There we go. All right. So maybe we'll be able to recover from this. Maybe. Yes, I know. Good Lord, I know. Believe me, folks. I'm aware. Where'd that one med... I'll bet she used the med pack to fix one person, but now there's like other people who are injured. But yeah, good, definitely very good to know about the mixed meals. I actually like that better. I think it should be that way, because otherwise there's no point in building multiple types of foods. You're actually more encouraged to mix it up a bit. I like that. But yeah, I feel like the lesson learned here is you really got to get more people in sooner. But it's, like I say, it's so hard to balance because the first I feel like you need at least a medium greenhouse. The small greenhouse is crap. Like you just can't fit enough stuff in there, and there's so much you need. The only place to get starch is from foods. And the only place to get food on a regular basis is from the green lab or greenhouse. Now, granted, again, you could do this, the tissue synthesizer, but again, you need biologists to do that, which means you need to let more people in. So I feel like the medium greenhouse, like the small greenhouse, never use. Like I feel like it's just too small to meet your needs. Or you need to build a second one faster. One of those two things needs to happen. Oh shit, shit, shit. It's probably way too late now. Slow down. Oh, slow down. Where is it? Where is it? Shit. Get inside, fools. I know you're dedicated to your work and all. But other than that, a yellow alert doesn't do a whole lot. All colonists will stay indoors. Medics and guards will stay on duty for longer. Okay. So as soon as it's over, I need to switch it, obviously. But... So you got one person injured still? No, it's two people. That medic needs to get her ass. Where is that freaking medic? He's probably carrying shit around. You can usually tell her by the clothes. Yeah, that's not her, is it? No, it's a biologist. No, she's just sitting around, like literally doing jack shit. Oh wait, maybe she's probably at a bio. That's right. She's at a bio, whatever. Even though, okay, there is a plant in there. There is a plant. Oh shit. All right. We need to end the alarm. All right. We got to get people out there to grab the damn materials. If we can get those bioplastics in. Oh shoot, this is done. Nice. I missed the message that this was ready. Let me think about this thing. What do we want to build? I want mostly starches, regardless of the food situation, which is obviously not good right now. Let's go ahead and get this up first, I guess. We're gonna have a lot of bioplastics for a little bit. So let's put 2 tomato plants. Actually, you know what? I was gonna say let's build all tomato plants, but let's belay that. Let's see what we can do. This is definitely one of those things that you kind of had to experiment with to find out, like, okay, if a tomato plant can produce X amount of food, feed like X number of people. A rice plant can feed Y number of people. It's very, very important to know such things. How many biologists do we have that aren't freaking injured? We're getting up to an hour, so I'm going to want to stop soon. Only 2 biologists. Okay, now we definitely need more biologists, but we can't bring more in because then we'd be right back where we started, where we don't have any food. Yeah, this is where, like, again, you kind of have to know what's coming, because now that I didn't know the food situation was going to be so bad. Now it's kind of in a nasty situation. It's like, well, we need more biologists, but we can't let more biologists in because then we'll be right back to, like, even worse situation than we are with the food. I guess what we could do, we're going to have to let more people in. Like, there's no choice. We have to. So let's do it this way. Let's slow it down because I don't want it putting in people we don't want. You know what I mean? We'll make this 100% biologists. Just biologists. All right. Now we'll probably wrap up here in the next 5 minutes. I mean, I do think this is recoverable. It's 100% recoverable because if some people starve to death, that will solve our problem, frankly. It's just kind of hope the wrong people don't starve to death. If workers starve to death, it's not a big deal. If the one medic starves to death, that's a problem. But it's regardless, it's recoverable. It's not like a situation where we just flat out can't get more people in. Now, and also thing you have to keep in mind is people won't come in if like your status is really bad. Like if you're like this is like very poor probably. But at least some will, probably just not as much. So I'm not overly concerned about getting people in, but we definitely have to get more biologists in, 100%. It has to happen. You're making spares, that's fine. Oh good, you're making some more medic packs, good. We get all of our bioplastics in. We desperately need some bio people in here. All right, so here's what we're gonna do, or biologists. So here's what we're gonna do. We'll go ahead and stop it here. Since we're kind of spinning our wheels until we get more biologists, I'll probably pick you guys up in the next video after we've gotten some more biologists. And we'll see, you know, if we can, like, if it looks like it's gonna be one of those things where, well, it's a trading ship. If it looks like it's gonna be one of those things where it's gonna take an hour just to try to get back on our feet again, we'll probably end up cutting it short because there's really no point at that point, right? It's better to just make a new game if we're gonna do that. It's spending an hour to try to recover. When we know we can recover because we're not in a situation where the entire base can get wiped out and there's like literally nobody here and we can't get any new people in, right? We can get new folks in. We can get the right classes we need or right professions. It just takes a long time to do it, even at 4 times speed. So well, there will be at least one more video on this, and depending on how it goes, we may or may not continue the series. Again, you know, if a lot of you people are watching it and enjoying it, what I might do is, if it's recoverable, continue, or if not, maybe try again. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Again, let me know in the comments, positive, negative, what you think of the series so far. And like the video if you liked it. It does help me out a bunch, and I'll see you next time.